They say you can judge a person's growth by what they've been through or how life has shaped them. An instance happened a couple of weeks ago. Rough, actually. A cab driver had run off with my change on the night of my work's end of the year party, 2025, December to be very exact. Instead of letting that little thing ruin my night, I walked into the party, composed and full of light, ready for O1 there. Gave the welcome address and even walked away surprisingly with an award for the best in my department. That shift from the frustration to excellence doesn't happen overnight. It is built on years of foundation, on resilience, discipline, and attitude. Today, on All the Little Things, we are heading back to 2018, to the dust and heat of Katsina State and the start of a journey. We are discussing the fundamentals of growth with a woman who has turned her Alawi mindset into a business idea and empire. I'm Kosi Okechukwu, and welcome to All the Little Things. My guest today is someone who witnessed and survived the heat and uncertainty of our service here together. I have watched her carry that same resilience into her real world through business. While many are waiting for the perfect time, she took a singular moment that wasn't easy for her and said, I'm starting my business now. She is the living definition of fundamentals of growth, taking a different road, betting on yourself, and turning a vision into a reality. She's not just my former roommate, she's a reminder that you don't need a corporate ladder to reach the tip. You can build your own. Please welcome my friend and NYSC Paddy CEO, Nneka.
All this plenty mouth for me because come on.
I know say you go. You like her. You like her. You don't like her.
I love I'm dying. Who don't like better thing? Yay! Have
Oh
me
my
here.
God.
I appreciate to be on this platform.
You're welcome. You're welcome to my podcast, All the Little Things. You're welcome. So I knew with the moment I thought of you were actually the reason why I started off a podcast. Most people don't know. I started it up because I remember we're having a conversation one day, and like we usually do, we talk, we gist, and it struck me that day, like, God, like, why don't you put this in a space where, because we're always gisting, we're always having things to talk about. And I was like, why don't we put this in a space where we can always come back to it? And I think that was where the idea for creating the podcast came from. So I have to thank you specially. If this blows up, I have to thank you. If this blows up, I told myself I'll give Nneka a VIP ticket to all my events.
Boy, we're ready to do my deeds, baby. I'm here.
That's interesting. Thank you so much for bracing this project I'm working on. Thank you. So, first and foremost, we'll start with our Katsina journey.
It's
We met in Katsina. For those that don't know, for our listeners, we actually met in Katsina. That was where we served. It's in the western part of Nigeria. That was actually where we met, and we became really, really good friends. I wanted to know, because something that I know you told me a little bit about your journey to Katsina. That's always, if I don't worry, I'll tell you my own version of the story at the end. But I want to know how your travel. I know you guys, you and some other girls that we all later became friends with. I want to know how you're doing from Benin. You guys came from Benin, from the University of Benin. I want to know how your journey was like through those roads all the way to Katsina, how you arrived, and I mean all the gists. And I also tell my own version.
It was actually not an easy journey anyway. So I graduated, and then my school, with the whole, Nigerian schools now, they actually released some set of results, and some others were kept pending for reasons we don't know. So fortunately, I was part of those that was released at that time. And luckily and unluckily, I was in. So and prior to that time already.
You were in port when you heard of your when my went.
Yes, I was in Port. So prior to that time already registered and in Port Harcourt then. So when he came and I saw Castina, I was shocked. Let me tell you one things. My elder sister and older sister was actually posted there. That was where she saved.
No way. She was posted to Castina.
Yes.
Oh my God.
She said there, yeah. When that call-up letter came, I saw Castina, I was perplexed. Like, what is this? Because I just you have to feel from different states now, right? You know.
Yeah,
so I just
that's
I sit myself then, and there was no biggie. Let me just put it, and that was how the whole thing landed me. Castina, so I remember when my sister came back from work. Then, I told her that this is what is happening. She shouted, "How now?" Because I know my parents, and you know the whole Boko Haram thing. Then, my parents would not find it funny, especially my mom. So I just told her, me, I'm very stubborn. Because when I have things to do in my head, I will make sure I fight. I don't know if it's a good trait or a bad trait anyway.
Let's call it gender traits, because girls of gender, we are very stubborn.
So when I saw my sister came out, I told her, I said, I know she was like happy about it, but then again, it is what it is. So I just told her that the way it is now, as you see me, so I did head back to Benin. I think, yes, then she was pregnant. She was actually pregnant. And the main reason Port Harcourt then, was actually be with her because our husband was not around then. Not then husband, sorry. Yes, married. So her husband.
Yeah. Was it Brian, your nephew?
Yes. I told her that I'll believe, she wasn't like, I can't wait. You know the way the thing works now. They won't even give you time. They'll just tell you so and so day you have to report to camp.
All the way to camp.
So I think I left for Benin the next day. I went to. I've not gotten anything. Nothing to go to camp with. So I just went back to Benin and started getting the things I need, the whole white and white, whole water and provisions and all. With the help of a friend that actually links me to a friend that was serving then. So I just chatted her up. What are the things you think I'll need? So she was the one that gave me like a heads up. Yes. So I packed my bag. My mom was shouting, I'm not going anywhere. What if she decline?
All mothers are like that. So why are they like that?
I don't know. I try to understand her fear, Sha. You know the whole Boko Haram thing.
Yeah.
Then now nothing happened. She said, when my sister was serving there was nothing like all these killings there. But I said, if not for any other thing, they released some person's results and they did not release. In fact, more than half of the class they did not. I think they released just 20 names then. So at 20, I'm telling you, I cannot say because of this I will not go. Okay, what if I reapply and my name doesn't come out? You get?
Come on.
I should defy and reapply. I said, no way. Let me not lie. My mom did not give me 1 naira. She said she's not going to that I'm disobedient.
Oh my God.
Not lie to you. I planned my journey myself. I kid you not. Okay, when I was in Port Harcourt, my sister and the husband, they gave me some little funds. I think that was what. But my mom did not give me anything. She said she's not going to give me. She didn't want me to go all round. My dad didn't have to say. My dad is like that. As long as you say you are good, okay, you can take care of yourself. But my mom, She didn't give me a dime.
She will always
So
worry. Yeah.
as I was leaving, she started calling my sister. I told her, I said, see, I found a group. How I finally met those girls that you saw me with. It's
Yeah.
just that it was just God's plan. Do you get? Because during the whole period now, you know, you'll be sitting online checking what you need, people going to NYSC
Yeah.
website.
Information,
Hey, you
basically,
just
yeah.
want to not, yes, not miss any details. So I stumbled on a post on Facebook that was like, so I think we're in batch B now. Yeah,
Yeah,
batch
that
B.
was brilliant.
I joined the group. Then it linked me to another group on WhatsApp that is they said, okay, and those living from Benin to Katsina. That was how I joined one WhatsApp group. It seemed like a cult then. Before you know, this one said, they said, okay, go see. If they said it was this, they said,
Yeah. Just like that. Are you serious? And
just
I
like
actually
that.
thought all of you
Just
knew
like
each other,
that, my
like the
darling.
way you were interacting.
Yes, Vicky, happiness, and what's her name? Rosemary. I didn't know them for
Yeah.
anywhere. It was from that
No.
journey.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So they were making the plans on where to meet and time they would take off. So I
Yeah.
indicated interest. I think it was 15K, I'll be 18K we paid from that
Yeah.
pack. A
Then
pack
when you
particular.
still had value now. Yeah.
Yeah, my dear. Popular pack in Benin then to Katsina, straight bus. I
Yeah.
said, I mean, I want this opportunity. My mom was scared. Like, how can you just follow people you don't know? Hey.
Oh.
I said, I don't know. Now one person they die. I entered the room. Early morning, I booked for a ride to take me. I think then I met somebody in the area too. I don't know if you remember this guy. What's his name? One dark guy that we came together to. Wale. I don't know if he was very close to Happiness. Tall like that. He graduated from Philippines
I
too.
saw someone like Paul, but I don't know if his name is Wale.
Yes, Wale. He's very close to her because I later learned that they graduated from the same department. Yes. So I discovered that the guy was living from my own area too. So I paired with him and we left from our area in Benin to that park. We boarded the same vehicle to the park. So to the park, we met with other people. That was how we all turned friends. Those that were vibing, that I know I vibed with. Even in the bus, some persons bought breads. They were sharing chin. They were sharing. Some bought peanuts. Just a cake. I remember Vicky brought cake. Yeah. Just sharing like as if we knew before. So it was just a fun. So on my way, Mom was even calling that I want to kill her. You know, this kind of talk. She called my sister too. My sister was now begging me that please, why did I ever embark on the journey? I know the kind of person my mother is.
Yeah.
I said, "I see me so I don't reach Castle. All this is all that on the talk, so nothing going to make come back." So I got there. Yeah, we got there. The job was almost 24 hours. So we got there like the next day, 12 a.m. of the next day.
It was that long.
Yes.
Actually, yes.
Past 12 a.m. of the next day. I thank God for the driver. He was a very lenient person and kind. Never a time did he raise his voice or so. Even at some point we got lost. The people brought out their phones to start looking for direction to the camp.
Yeah.
So that's my journey to Katsina and how I met my beautiful people and friends.
When you were saying this story and you were recounting your mom,
Yeah.
I just recounted. It was the same drama my mom played out, but my mom was even much more dramatic because she was all over the floor. she was,
So it's okay.
she was like, "Just Kukuma kill me, just kill me, let me." Oh my dad, because my dad had schooled in Zaria, ABU Zaria, right? I'm at the belly. So my dad knew the north very well. My dad was like, "What is wrong? She's just exploring." He was like, "I didn't give birth to explorers. I don't know."
Why? Jesus Christ. My mom was I was going to kill her. I was going to kill her. My sister called me and said, you know your mother's health condition. They are still doing this. I said, which health condition? Why are you both stressing this thing? Whether you like it or not, I will go.
Yeah.
They actually, no, there's nothing they would have if said that will make me go back to say I'm not going again.
Yeah. My own was so funny. For my own journey, it was so fun because each time I remember, I just laugh. Even at this age, I just laugh. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Because mine actually started from going to check. Back then, you have to go and check your names when, after filling the information, then your names will come out, like your posting letter would come out, right? And so I went to check for my posting letter. It was actually inside my parents' house in Asaba. It's a little bit off I'll not say it's inside town, but it's a little bit off the main city center, right? So I had to leave my parents' house and go into town, right, into the city center to check the where I was posted to, right? And so when I got there, I met a guy outside, right, and he was looking really green. You know when they beat somebody and like you're just dejected.
Wow.
Dejected. He was just like that outside, and I kept wondering what is making this guy to look like this. And then I entered into the place, and then I checked. I had put Anambra, I had put Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom was actually where I wanted to serve because I love Akwa Ibom, right?
Wow.
And so I wanted to serve in Akwa. So that was actually my first choice. So I went in there, and the guy loaded the cyber cafe guy loaded the page, and lo and behold, where I saw was Kasuna. I actually thought I was hallucinating when. When I saw it, that was the biggest shock of my life. I was like, what? No, it can't be me. I was like, are you sure it's not someone else? I was like, no. It was like, you see that guy out there? I said, yeah. He's like, that's exactly where they posted it.
Oh, yeah.
You guys can link up. You guys can link up. It was so funny. So I went outside and I met him. I was like, oh, hey, have you been posted to casino? He was like, yes, he doesn't understand outside. He doesn't understand anything. Why can't they post him there? You know? Stuff like that. He was lamenting. I was equally lamenting, but for me, I'm an adventurous person. I took it with a good faith. I was like, okay, I would go there. I would be adventurous. So I went. And my mom was not buying adventure. She was like, no, you're not going there. It's too dangerous. Boko Haram, this and that. Yeah. And my dad was like, it's fine. She's not dying. Leave her alone to explore and stuff like that. And so to cut the long story short, I packed my things, went to the market, bought everything, everything. That was where I met Chimi. So I met Chimi.
Yeah, the light-skinned girl that.
It was stressful. That was the only type of bus going to the north from Onitsha, right? So we took a luxurious bus, and that bus was supposed to stop us in Zaria. That's after Kano, in Kano rather, not Zaria, because you get another Kano, right? And so it was supposed to stop us in Zaria in Kano, right? And so we took a bus, and it was my first time coming to the north, so I was really excited. I was like, oh, I'm going to see a lot of things. All these places I've been hearing in textbooks, I'm going to look at them. I'm going to see them. I was very excited. My mom stayed with me. She stayed with me. She stayed with me in that place till the bus moved. She joined us in the bus. The bus had to stop her in Asaba.
Oh my goodness.
Had to stop her in Asaba. She kept calling my phone, even as at 11 p.m. She was calling. She was like, where are you guys? I was like, I can't see anything. It's dark.
Bless our mother child. They're really trying because
honestly, it was so crazy. But it got to Lokoja. I think it was Lokoja, yes, in the middle of the night. And people were coming down. I was not used to this thing. Like, people were coming down to relieve themselves in the middle of the way. It's nighttime. Nobody's seeing you, right? Yeah. And I was being agitated. I was like, no, how can I come down? I need myself here. And the bus driver kept announcing, look, if you guys don't come down here, I'm not stopping till we get to what is it called, Zaria. I'm not going to. And I thought, when you're in the southern part of Nigeria, you think, it's just distances. It's not, the north has a really large landmass, right? Yes. And I didn't know that. Right? And so I was like, how far can it be? Let's say 5 hours you're there, right? I can hold this thing. Oh my goodness, that was the biggest mistake of my Jesus Christ. I held this in Nneka. I held it. We passed Lokoja, we entered Abuja. We passed Zuma Rock, which is a very famous rock in Nigeria. We passed Zuma Rock. I was like, okay, fine. We're in Abuja. How long can it take? Like from here to Kano? Like, let's say 2 hours. My sister, the boundary from Abuja to Kaduna. Hey God, 3 hours. We're still running. I have to knock on the door at some point. Like, have we not gotten to the place? Where are you taking me? Oh my goodness. When I fall down, eventually the bus started having some issues and we had to stop in Zaria. And the moment the bus stopped, I rushed. I was like, where is the restroom? Tell me where the restroom is. I lost for the restroom. It's one of my funniest experiences of my life. And then after that, we gathered because when we were traveling, me and Shimi also met other people in the bus that were also going to Katsina.
Wow.
Some other people going to Bornu or some other places that they had been posted. They had 2 camps in There was one for the Bornu people, right? Like for the danger zone
Yes,
areas,
yes.
and there's one for Katsina people, right? So we met 3 people that had been posted to Borno but were serving
Mm,
in the camp, and we met some other people, like me, Chime, and another person. And there was a guy that was going to Mani camp, right? And now we got to Katsina. Thank God we had to take, because mind you, the drivers didn't stop us. The luxurious drivers didn't stop us in Kanu as intentionally as we had intended. They had stopped us in Zaria. So now we had to take another car from Zaria to Kanu. Also
wow.
stressful. So we took another car from Zaria to Kanu, got to Kanu. We didn't know how to speak Hausa. Nobody knew how to communicate. Nobody, we were from the south. We had never been to the north before. We got to
Mm,
Kanu. We now took another car from Kanu to Katsina. Now,
mm,
Katsina is such a large, right? A lot of local governments, right? Like one of the biggest states in Nigeria. Right? And
mm.
when we got to Katsina, and in our posting letter, they had written Mani
Yes,
camp, right? Mani
yes.
road. So we didn't really look at the road. We just took Mani. So that was what we were telling people, Mani. And we had no idea that Mani was actually like a local government. So when we got to Katsina, it was like, oh, we're going to Mani. And then we entered the bus and they took us to Mani local government. It's like, I don't even know how to explain. Got to Mani local government. Thankfully, we got to Mani local government and we're like, oh, we are coppers. We're like, oh, koffa, the way they talk, koffa, okay. It took us to like their NYSC office there in Mani. Thank God it was like around like 7 in the evening when we got to Mani local government. And thank God they were just closed. Some of them were just coming off work then, so they could speak English. Thank God. And we said, oh, we're here for camp. In our minds, we had arrived. And they were like, no, this is not it. You guys still have a very long way to go. We're sorry. This is the local government. You still have to go to the roads. That's where, like, Katsina local government, Mani Road. And thankfully, they were able to usher us to a car that took us to the roads. It was just on the expressway, so we stopped, and that was how we found the place. Oh God! And mind you, I was doing all of these things while being on my period. It was messy. It was messy. Like, it was stressful. Oh my gosh! It was stressful. It was messy. It was something else. In fact, like, it has to be one of my worst travel experiences.
When you understand why you didn't want to come down to ease yourself initially. I get it now. Sorry.
Give back major PTSD for.
Oh, well, was it
Oh, that's so funny. But then we got to Mani camp, we did the necessary checks at the gate, and then me and Chimi now got into I think we were one of the first people in that our particular hostel. In fact, we were the first. We had to rush to the place they were collecting the bed, the foams, and etc. Foams and everything. We just took our showers and just laid down. And the next thing I knew, I started hearing noise, which was when you guys came in, I think in the middle of the night. And I said, I was like, who are these people making noise? And I just saw these bright young ladies, like so full of energy. I was like, what is wrong with you?
My God, you never can't wait.
So that was my experience. It was so funny, but when I think about it, I laugh so much. Honestly, it's one of the best experiences I've had in my life. It was one of the best experiences I've had in my life. So both can be true at the same time. So yes, it was wonderful. Yeah. So anyway. So moving on, let's talk about, how did surviving NYSC as a year, like, how was it like for you? Because I know that at some point after our training, you did. Okay, you know what? Let's just talk about our training first, like the 3 weeks at the camp, and then we can move on to your post NYSC. How was the 3 weeks at camp like for you, babe? Because those 3 weeks were not easy.
When you say not easy, maybe you're taking it on a lighter note, yeah? It was crazy. Waking up to those colds.
My Jesus.
Grateful to God that I actually went with a flask. I was always going to the mommy every night to pay for boiling hot water that we used to bathe next morning. That was how I was able to survive.
Okay. Oh my God.
I would take my flask that I was supposed to use for drinking water, tell them to help me boil water, put in my flask that I bathe with the next day. If not, I would just let the ice block. Because it was a horrible experience. That cold, that early morning cold. That's the thing that you have to go very
Prepares you, right? Nobody prepares you because you like all your, when, and that's, I think, a very ignorant thing because, down here in the south, we are like, oh, the north is not that cold, it's hot because it's like Sahel, like But then you go there and like the harshest cold just hits you, pap, pap. And you're just like, where is this coming from?
If maybe you are waking up maybe later in the day, let me say from 9, 10, probably you won't feel it that way. But you are waking up as early as 4, 5 sometimes.
It's crazy. It's crazy, honestly.
Oh God. And then I have friends like Vicky that will not allow you sleep. Before it's even 5 o'clock, she's already beating you.
Because she's cracking jokes.
Idiots, you don't go come out, come back. That's when you go like that. Vicky is a character there. You don't go like that there until the Mopo go come flog you. And we don't, I'm trying to help her again. And then one thing I heard initially when I got there was trying to gather in the morning, they'll start talking. And then when it's like 7, you start seeing flies. I hate flies. If you notice, at some point I started wearing hose, if you can remember. Oh my God. So that was the key for you. So we'll just stand up then and start preparing. Then I'll take my water, I'll go and mix with the water I fetched the previous day. We will normally pour water now underneath the bed. So we just collect the water and mix. Then aside that, I really wanted to stay back in the town, like normal me. But because before my parents were saying it's not safe and all. Yeah. And then my sister was on like, okay, maybe I should just think of relocating to get is it relocating or redeploying?
Yeah, redeploy.
So that was how I started the process, and then I was sent back to Oka. Yes.
Yeah, I remember you told me
the option of picking Port Harcourt, either Port Harcourt or Oka. But then I said no, I don't want to go to Port Harcourt. I said I rather go to Oka. So that was how I landed in Oka. Yeah. So I actually loved the town, because it seemed quiet.
Yeah, I mean, like, I stayed back, and I think when I look back at Katsina, it was one of the most beautiful experiences of my life.
Well,
that one year,
when
I met
the Winners Chapel's family house. Yeah, we stayed there.
Oh, you?
I stayed there for like 2 days or so before.
Oh, okay. Before you now redeployed. Oh, wonderful. I think that was one of the beauties of Katsina, and things were extremely cheap. Food was like, even in camp. Do you remember we used to buy stick meat in camp? How much today is to sell it again? I can't remember. Was it 15 naira? 100?
I think it was 15 naira. Got to see it now.
And then when we buy in bulk, they will give us one for free. God.
Sizable stuff.
We had such a great time.
Because it's actually a fun moment. Because since we're actually not this bad, I'm not saying they're actually good then, but it was better than the wait.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, it was.
It was way better.
It was a better thing, sure. So anyway, how did when you look back at our days, our NYSC in 2018, what is one fundamental lesson that you learned in that environment that you can make use of today, when you're running your business? Because you have started a business, which is something that we'll get into in the next segment. So what is one fundamental lesson you've learned from that Katsina experience?
I learned that you can actually meet great people anywhere.
That is true. 100%. I agree.
Meet great people anywhere, and there's this power of good relationship. Okay, look at us now. After how many years, we still vibe. You get?
I'm telling you.
You understand?
I'm telling you, it's so amazing, right?
And I have some friendship that have lasted for years, even more than this 2018 to this period, that I know we don't vibe anymore. Do you get?
Yeah. Yes. And it's so crazy because we just connected at a very deep level for just 3 weeks.
I swear.
To maintain that level of bond for this long, it's incredible.
Yeah. You can meet great people, and don't just lose that connection because you feel okay, this person is not up to my standard. You can actually meet great people anywhere. So just have that at the back of your mind, because I know relationship, I know friendship that I have kept from that day till now. Okay, look at Halima just got engaged. I don't know if you saw that.
Girl, I wanted to talk to you. Oh my, I was screaming, I was shouting, I was throwing up. My God. It was so much. I was like, girl, I'm so happy for you. You know, we talk months in a and so when those pictures and videos popped, I remember I was having lunch. That was like 2 days
Yeah.
ago. I was having lunch. And then I was on my phone and then I watched the status. I was just
Ah,
screaming. I
I
was
was
shouting. I was so
I'm
happy
like,
for
what? I said, girl, I'm so happy for you. I'm so, so happy for you. You get so you don't just there's some friendship that you just feel, though you might not be talking to this person every day, but then once
Yeah.
you talk, you
Mm-hmm.
click and everything connect like as though you've been speaking with them for years. What the
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
don't
Yeah, and I think that such connections actually last longer, because you are in a spot where it's not forced, right? It's not forced. It's not inauthentic. So whenever you have the time, you still it just feels like you just talked yesterday, even if it's been one
yeah,
year. And you're running out. Most of you know you're busy, you're adults, you're busy
you
with your
know,
lives. But when you still reconnect to that bond, that kind of like, oh, this person is my friend, this person is, you know. So I think it's amazing, honestly.
it's
Amazing. So tell me more about when you left service. How was, you're running around? How did you dive into career? What kind of choices did you make career wise? I know you're working now in a company and then you're also running your business. But before we get to your business, I want to know how you were able to navigate, having a career for yourself before you started up your business.
okay.
Because this is all about growth, right? So we have to start from the little
Yeah.
things and build ourselves up. How did you navigate a
Okay.
career?
Let me start by saying, growing up, I've always loved that whole idea of being independent. I really do not like relying on someone for too much. Get like doing
Yeah, I
myself.
understand.
Yeah, as long as I know maybe I have the means, I try to fend for myself. And so after no, let me say during service year, yeah, I was posted to Oka like I said. I got an accommodation, rented a room, though I had a roommate too. Then, yeah, then I made new friends again. Then I still have some friends that I will still vibe till now. Yeah, my new NYSC environment. So I was posted to a school. I taught at a school. I taught PhD. Yes, I taught PhD. Then I think I was teaching DSS too, and I was a very,
Yeah.
I was like a favorite teacher to my babies. All grown now.
Where you vibe a lot. So
I think they're all grown now. I was in Oka like last year. I was in Anambra State last I think September, October, yeah. So and I passed school. I passed like the junction. And I just had this feeling like, oh my goodness. I wish one day I would just come and say, where are these two? Yeah, where are these my babies? Where is this person now? What is this person doing? Because some of them were really with me then. Like, auntie, I like the way you dress. Auntie, can I be coming to your house? You know those kind of stuff. I really don't want them to be sick kids. I think JSS2 them. Yeah, JSS, I thought JSS2. JSS1, yeah, JSS2. Yeah, I didn't want them to start coming to my house and no. I didn't want that for them. So focus on your studies, and when we see in school we learn and we vibe. Yeah.
we meet. Yeah.
That was teach from Monday to Fridays now. Yeah, Saturdays you form your lesson notes and all. And that was not
Yeah.
an easy task anyway. Forming of I'm marking script.
God, very, very difficult. I've been in that position before, and that's one of the worst things.
And here you don't have to they are not marking script for just a particular arm. Then I think it was just S1A to G. I was taking the whole
Jesus
A B C D
Christ.
E F G. I was taking the whole arm PH.
That is stressful. That's stressful. Was it a government school or
A government
private?
school. A government school.
Oh God.
What I was doing. And I was still a form teacher then. I mark register and all. Well, it was crazy. Yeah.
Right.
So I form my lesson notes and mark scripts, do exams, sometimes set exam, sometimes review and set exam questions. So I think the whole idea of what to do after NYSC did not hit me till like few months before passing out. Do you get? I started thinking about my life. Like my dad came to me before, like a flash. Like wait, oh, I said
That's fast. That was really fast.
just like 2 seconds. Like okay, you're not gonna sing Malawi again. What is the way forward?
Okay.
Because while we were still serving, my roommate then started a business. He was selling jewelries, going to Nneka then, jewelries and perfume. for me, I just felt, I beg, I'm not a business person. Do you get? I have never got a
Yeah.
fit. Like,
I think that's something that always limits people, because I used to always be like, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to do that business.
lie. I have never seen myself in that light. Do you get? Like someone that will own
Yeah, I
business later
understand.
in life. No, not Nneka. Just count me out. I have never seen her. So when she was there, I was even happy for her, like, baby, they make sales, because she goes to school with the jewelries and the perfume. It means at least in like a month, she can go to then she can go to Onitsha and twice to get some items. So she was really making, yeah, I was really making sales. And then the lodge we were staying was actually a big one. So we had several, yeah,
So people were buying
yeah.
from, obviously, yeah.
So she was making, I was just happy for her. Me, I no sense. So I was still patronizing her then if I need to. So but I think few months before passing out, I said, how will I now do my life? If I'm going to stay here, that means I've renew this rent. And we're paying like
Rent,
I think we were paying like 150 or 130 then as rent. Yeah, so we stitched the cousin to two. I'm not like, I don't know if I want to stay here. Okay, even if I stay, what am I going to do? It's not like I have a job. Okay, what is the plan? Just having, okay, I said, God, anyhow, we get. So after passing out, although our rent was still running now, so we stayed. People were introducing me like, okay, do this. I think one of my neighbor then introduced me to someone, that I've got. So I think I was getting some referrals. Some persons will say, okay, submit CV here. I was not wondering, big company do we have in this Oka self that I will employ somebody? You get?
Yeah.
Do we have? Someone introduced me to one. I've forgotten the name of that company. They're into making of this traditional food, traditional food items. You know all this like processed ogiri. That I was doing that, and it was not so fun. Yeah, someone introduced me. Then I submitted my CV. I waited. They didn't call me. So there was another hotel that they built close to my house. Then I submitted CV there. They didn't call me. So I was just submitting CV anywhere. You understand? I didn't just want to stay in the house. Yeah. So then one of my one of my colleague then, and I think then he was a CLO then in his school. But though he passed out for me, so he referred me to one school that they just like a husband and a wife that came together and built a school. He referred me. He told the proprietress about me, and they called me for an interview. I think that was the first job the salary wasn't much, of course.
So basically, from teacher to teacher.
I was not happy, but then we need to survive.
Yeah, we're earning something. Yeah,
to survive. And then I was thinking, okay, what if I live here? Where do I go to? I'll go back home and start sitting and suck. You get the salary was not much. It was not even up to 30,000 then. Salary then.
Yeah, it was. I don't know why they were so small. Then
you understand? But then I looked at it. I said, let me just use it to be going. And then they had this. It was not like the school has fully resumed. It was during the summer. I think it was now during September. So they're doing like this summer school before school resumes, and they start accepting new students. Yeah. So these lessons and all, my dear, I suffered. I attended to students. I think this pre-nursery. You know what it takes? Pre-nursery class. Oh my God.
Personified.
Get home.
You have to control them, and it's crazy.
See, I will get home. My head will be banging, and my roommate then. It was sometimes she would travel and say, okay, she wants to see one of her family member. That's the person she was staying with before we got the accommodation. So sometimes she would go and stay with the guy, and she sometimes travel because she has family in Port Harcourt too. Yeah. So she would travel, come to Port Harcourt. So me, I was basically the workers. I didn't want to come to Port Harcourt to tell my sister then. I didn't want to go home. I just already told that the way I'm looking at it, I think I'll have to renew my rent, even if it means renewing it for 6 months. My mom was kind of skeptical, like, why do I want to stay? Okay, what will I be doing? I see that school that are not paying me. I said, I cannot go back home and sit down. I was there and then I had to resign because the school was stressing me. I was going through it. At some point, I even fell ill. I had to tell the fact. Yeah. They said that they will not have me to resume with them as one of their courses. Yeah, before they resume for the year, which is a new school session around September also. Yeah. So I told the proprietor and the proprietress that I'm not sure I'll be resuming with them and all that. They're asking if I got a new job, that they really wanted me to be one of their teachers at the school. I said I don't think that's what that's what I want to do for myself.
Yeah.
No, they're actually nice people, but I really want something better than myself. So they wished me well, and they paid me for that month. Yeah, so that was how I left. So I was thinking, okay, with my savings and all, I will be able to just pay for like at least 6 months. I say, before 6 months, they no swear for me now. Suppose don't get job, you get.
Yeah.
So while my rent was supposed to expire, I think February or January or so of the other New Year's. So I was already thinking that, okay, I had my rent in full, but I didn't want to pay in full. I just, okay, let me just pay half.
Yeah.
I said, okay, let me. So my roommate then, I think we had issue. So we were not talking to each other. So she would just come once in a she would just come once in a while, take her things, once in a while, move her things. So one day I came back from my teaching job, I noticed that she has finally moved all her things.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was when I knew, okay, we are staying. I'm actually alone on this. So I changed the padlock and started living alone until I think I spoke with a friend, and he was like, since nothing is coming, why don't you go back to Benin? I said, no, I'm not going back to my father's house. I don't want to go there. But I know Benin is not a place that has enough, like, real companies there that you say you want to work. Yeah, you remember I said I was not thinking about business, so
yeah,
I said I'm not cut out for business. Yeah. So I think I was just in my moment one day, because then I was feeling fat, eating well. I'll make smoothie, make anything I want to eat. I was just indoors watching movies and sleeping.
Yeah.
So I think I traveled to Port Harcourt one time. I think, after Christmas, I just, okay, after Christmas and New Year, let me just come and visit my sister in Port Harcourt. I just traveled, stayed for a week. So while I was in Port Harcourt, one of the companies, I said they make this traditional condiment.
Yeah.
They called me that for interview the next day. I said, but that one is not possible. That's how I lost that opportunity. I almost cried because I would have been waiting for this
opportunity.
So the moment I traveled to Port Harcourt, that's when my mom saw her head, or how angry I was. Even my sister, they're not like, maybe it's not for you now, because you've been waiting for them.
Definitely. That's what I believe. If you've passed something and then you're called for it, it's not yours.
That's what my sister said. Okay, although I was really pained, for someone that doesn't like staying in one place, why is this happening now? I should have something I'm doing. And then that one passed, I went back to Oka. I was still staying, applying, submitting CVs and all. You know the way our system is now. So I think I was home one day after like a month. I was home one day, my sister called. I was like, that she's thinking, she doesn't know how I feel, if I'll come to Port Harcourt and all. I said, I don't want to inconvenience anybody.
Yeah.
You understand? Not like maybe she's not my sister, but then she's married. I said, no, I don't think that's what I want to do.
Be a burden to her.
Well, she was like, no, that she has come to her husband. It's her husband that is even insisting that I should come. Instead of me renewing that rent when I'm not sure that a job is forthcoming there, at least we know that we have better opportunities here in Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
I thought about it. I spoke with another of my friends. He was like, it's actually a good idea. She's saying you should come. I spoke with somebody else. He said, okay, it's not a bad idea. Okay. So I spoke for like 2 weeks more, 3 weeks before I started packing my things. It's okay, let me go to Port Harcourt. So getting to Port Harcourt now, I've stayed for more than 1 year, and so no job. I started learning tailoring at some point. I can actually make dresses for myself.
Oh.
Yeah. I started learning tailoring at
some point. That call Abu not.
My dear. after like a year, my because I was learning with a man, not a woman. I was learning with a man,
and so he had issues when it comes to sewing. Trust me, because I also learned with a guy as well.
He's actually a good person. But at some point, he started having issues with his landlord about rent. He didn't pay his rent. He had to issues like that. So that's how I left the place. Though I stayed there for like a year. And remember, while I was there, I was still applying for jobs. So because Me, I know I'm a corporate person. All this ones I'm doing is just by the wayside.
Yeah.
Something to just augment. It's not the reason I want for myself. So then one of my sister's friends, yeah, linked me up with a company. She was working there then. So she just said that they're looking for intern, that if I can just apply. It's just so company. I said, I don't mind.
Yeah.
How much is the salary? It was less than 100K. Less than 100K.
Wow.
I said, my dear. I said, I don't mind. Anything to
Keep
leave this
yourself.
house. Do you
Yeah.
understand? Yes. And then remember, I was not sewing again. I was now in the house. I was getting fat to go see. I was adding weight. Oh my goodness. And I was adding weight too. They say, I said anything at all. Oh. So it was actually a big company. Oh, to think that they were paying that small.
Yeah.
So I said, oh please let me just. So I attended the interview. We're much attended though, but maybe she spoke to somebody, maybe she didn't. So I got the job. Yeah, I got the job.
Oh,
I
wow.
was very happy. My
And this
Yes,
was
that was
what
how I
year?
got.
What year exactly was this?
This was 2020.
Okay.
2022.
Mm.
2022. Yes, yeah. I think 2022 February or so.
Mm.
Was it February?
Mm.
Was it February or March? Yes, March. Somewhere around March 2022.
Yeah.
March. That was when I got my official 9 to 5 job as an intern. Yeah. I was happy. You know, I was happy. I got the exposure because it was a big company. If you are going to call one of the biggest servicing oil servicing them in Port Harcourt, you are going to list them among, not IOCs though. So I was just getting the experience, because that was the first thing the lady said, that even if the salary is not big, but then something to gather experience and meet people.
Yeah.
And meet people. So I was there. I got my boss was actually a nice person. I was working under a woman. I learned at some point they said they needed somebody to go to their work site in Lokoja. So they posted me there. Even as an intern, even while supposed to be receiving a full staff salary.
Yeah.
They were still paying me as I did not mind. I was still there. But then the journey was, I was there thinking, okay, even while there, they were going to permanent my contract, because then it was not past 1 year.
Yeah.
Do you understand? The contract was supposed to be for 1 year, the internship. For where politics, they started playing politics. This one was asking, how did she come in? You know, to cut the long story short, to go say after 1 year and some months, they say I should go back home.
Wow.
After traveling down for Port Harcourt.
That is nasty.
I was working 4 weeks in and 1 week out.
That is
Not
what?
6 weeks in. 6 weeks in, 1 week out. Yes, 6 weeks in, 1 week out. I will not lie you, I enjoyed the whole experience, but though it was stressful, it was telling on me, it was telling
I
on
can
my health.
imagine.
It was telling on my health. But then I love the corporate environment, like I said. It is what I wanted for myself. When they asked me to go back home, because I will not lie, I was almost falling into depression. You see all the people you see online that are posting smiley pictures. Forget it though. A lot is going on underground.
No, that's true. I've been through it myself. I've been through depression myself, so I know what it feels like.
I will lock myself indoors. I will press my phone. Submitting CV. There's no site. There's no site that you will not see me. Site. No job site.
No,
If I can't see it,
this thing you just said reminded me of a time when I was so active with job searches, like 2 years ago. That there was a point where I wanted to enter some certain sites, and they were like, "Oh, you already have an account."
I'm telling you, there's no site. LinkedIn, no, even some WhatsApp group for job posting, Telegram. No one. I did all of them.
And you were still not getting anything.
So I was not getting anything, my dear. I was submitting. Forget 1 year. I think 2020.
Yeah.
Most giving up. 2024. That was 2 years ago now. Yeah.
Yeah.
2024. This is 2024. Yeah, 2024. Mind you, I left there. I left there 2023.
Yeah.
I left the company now. I was working in 2023. I stayed home till like 2024. January.
Yeah.
24 January. I was still submitting back to back. Anyway, I said there's training online, I would join online just to get some online certificate and
Very stressful.
my dear.
It's very draining.
Very stressful, and I won't lie. So is this Telegram group I belong to? I will still go there, search. I'll just type in Port Harcourt. Do you understand? I will search all the job ads that they posted in Port Harcourt location. I will see the one I'm qualified. I will restructure my CV. I will submit again.
Yeah.
My phone. God. That was what I was doing. I think it got to one. Yes, that was not. It was not 2024. Yeah, 2024 January.
Yeah.
I think they had one challenge like that. They had one challenge like that. So I'm not like let me just sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So I just said, I think I was hearing testimonies. I said, okay, let me just join. After there's nothing I'm doing my time. So mind you, I've committed to the extent I don't even know the jobs I've applied for. You know, to get to that extent, you will not even know the jobs you have applied for. You just be submitting CVs.
Anyhow,
it has gone to that way. So why there I got a message. Yeah, the message to come for an interview. So day. Yeah, so day. This is some location. I checked the place online. It was an OS. I said it was an OS services company. At all. So I was very happy. This was just an invite to.
Yeah.
Do you get?
Yeah.
Just that I have not gotten the job. But it's been a while. I got invite for interview. Do you get? So I was very, very happy. Prepared. I went to the place. Of course, lo and behold, if you see that place, it seems hey. And we are much. There are many persons, not like for that position, but the people are actually agents.
Yeah.
They recruit for this.
Yeah.
The place was one lonely place like this. They can even kill someone in the compound and nobody will notice. I was scared to go. It's not that I got there and I met some persons there, see job seekers that were already there before I got there. That was what even made my mind calm down a little. But the place was lonely, like a compound that had these big trees and cars parked, covered. You know, this kind of like one kind of ancient house. No, like it was inside an estate. Yes, it was inside an estate. But then I was so cold about like. Even while I was still thinking about it, one job seeker still came like, now wow, this kind of place, why it will be like we really quiet like this? Then they didn't come, they do interview. I said, my sister, you talk with my mind though. While I was still contemplating the interview section, but then they were supposed to test me on Excel and they had issues. I think they had, what even happened? Okay, the lady said she was waiting for her boss to come to give me like a sample. For that position I'm applying for, that is the boss that's supposed to give me the sample to practice with. I said, okay, no problem, I'll wait. Waited. It got to a point, she said the boss cannot come that particular day, that please, they'll have to reschedule me for another day, next day. Which is actually, I said, no problem. Chebi is me that is looking for work. So I said, okay, no wahala. So while on my way home, I got another text message for interview invite for this particular place I'm working with. Right. Yeah. I just so you apply for those. Please confirm you'll be available for an interview day, which is actually the next day too, that I'm supposed to go for this other one. Do you get? In my head, they say, okay, confirm your availability and with the address will be sent to you. Sharply inside the bus, I was inside the bus. I know we're available. I send a message, I'm available for. Yeah. So they sent me the address immediately. So I said, I'm not used to this, but no wahala. I will find my way there. So that particular day that I went for the interview, of course, I still meet some other persons there. I met some other persons there too, applying for several positions, and some other persons applying for the same position I came in for. Yeah, we were up to like 10 candidates that day, but for the position I was applying, I think they were looking for a female. So we were like, I'll be 5 ladies there. Yeah, there's some other positions we had guys. So that's how I did that one. Let's say I just sent that other company a message that I'll be running late for some reasons, that please, let's reschedule for so time. No problem. So immediately I finished the interview from this other place, I ran to the other place as well. So I met with the man. He gave me the interview questions. So he said that I don't need to hurry about it, that he's going to send it to my mail, that he needs it to be submitted so time. In my head, I'm not going to reply to them. I'll get feedback from this other company. My mind was telling me that this is this other where you would work, not here, not this one, not this one that the place is lonely, because I love the setting of this other more. Yeah. So I was just there. I didn't respond. 3 days later, 3 days, I got a mail from this other people that called me last time. Yeah. I've been scheduled successful. I've been scheduled for a medical test. Hey, Kosi. I know you screamed. That day I called her. I called my mom. I called now my friend that advised me on coming to Port Harcourt. Yeah. I called. I said, thank God for me. So this other people, I did not even respond them again. So at some point, I think that they're waiting for my update and all, they didn't hear from me. I just said, apologies, I got a better offer. Yeah. I'm sorry, I would have informed you. They said, okay,
It's fine.
so my dear, that's how I landed
Well, that's a
this job.
that's a
That's
fantastic
great.
way to get to that top place. Like, it's such an
Telling you,
inspiring story.
it was God's grace and favor. I will not lie you. I prayed. I prayed for it.
Yeah.
I prayed. I fasted for it at some point. I said, God, I cannot continue like this now. You get? So that was how I landed this job, and I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to God.
I can only imagine on it. It's beautiful. It's such a beautiful story, to be honest. I'm so happy that you're able to get this job and grow in it too, because oftentimes when we get jobs, we are not given the ability to grow. But look at you today. You've grown, you've been able to achieve a lot. That's great. So, okay, I'll go to the next segment of how, you've grown, from a copper now to a CEO. You're not a CEO yet. You own your own. I saw straight up, So CEO, you now own your own business. So I want to ask, did that growth, obviously from your explanation, it didn't happen suddenly. Can you pinpoint a specific little habit that you say it changed your trajectory for you? Like, what little habit do you think out of all this your journey, right, of self, growth, of growing, will you say it helped you in your journey to reach where you
I think consistency.
Oh yes, that's a good one.
I did not for one day feel sad that okay, they didn't call me for interview. I'll just rest. I said I was submitting my CV almost every day, everywhere. As long as I know I fit in this position, I will apply. Even if my years of experience will not amount to what they need, but I must apply. You see that consistency? Even at some point, I was always that current that I'm always on my phone, but they will not understand what I'm doing with the phone as at that point. Consistency. I did not back down. I was always reaching out.
Yeah.
Reaching out. Even that I even started up on LinkedIn, big top men like this. I heard them all big. They didn't even respond. But then I did not stop. So consistency as a human, a responsible human, when you know you need something, I don't think you can do that thing. I don't think you should back out.
Yeah.
Keep trying.
That is such an important word, consistency, because I think that sometimes we are very quick to drop things when they are not working out. But I think that is the most important thing to know as an adult, that when you're consistent in something, it will work out eventually. So that's a good one. I also wanted to ask you, what are the 3 fundamentals or like words you think that every young person needs to know? You've mentioned consistency, like if they are to grow, if they want to see growth in the next 5 to 10 years, right? So you've mentioned consistency, which is beautiful. Can you mention like a few other words that you think are like things people need to have at the back of their heads when they are, to grow as individuals? Because we've just talked about your growth, and it's an amazing journey to get to this point where you are in. Right. So what thoughts do you want to give us?
I feel, okay, let me put it this way. Whatever you do in life and you might be scared, that in as much as that fear will not go away, even while you are doing that thing in love, that fear will not vanish. Do you understand what I'm saying? There will always be fear when you are taking up a new task, or a new step, or a new phase. You will always have that fear, but don't quit. While at it, you will still be scared, but keep pushing. I don't know if it's making sense.
Oh yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Even while you are doing that particular thing, that task, you might still be scared. Are you sure I'll be able to do it? What if I fail? The fear will be there, but persevere. Keep pushing. Do you get?
Yeah.
Don't let that fear, because the fear will not go away.
One of it.
The fear will never go away. Keep pushing. At the end, you will reach your goal and accomplish that task, and you'll be so proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the second thing I want to mention is learning. Like we say, learning never goes out of sight. You learn, you unlearn, and you really.
Yes.
Always.
I actually think that that's one mistake people make sometimes, learning, right? Because people think that they are old enough to know everything, and it's not always true. I think even when you're 80, 100 years old, you're still learning stuff every day.
I'm telling you, you learn, and you learn every day, because don't even look down on anyone that, okay, what can I possibly learn from this person? Even the littlest child, you can learn a lot.
That is true. That's such a good
So
mindset.
don't, yeah, be open to learn. Be open to learning. Learn new things. It will help you. And not, you see this thing that they say, no knowledge is a waste. It is true. A job that I got that wasn't even up to 50K. Was if it wasn't even up to 100K. That was what helped me in getting this job during the interview. I won't lie. How little you see that experience, you feel, I might not need it. What do I need this thing for?
Yeah.
You never can tell me that thing will help you.
True.
And how far.
That's true.
Yeah. So don't just look down on any experience, any life experience, and say, well, where would this one take me to? Do you understand? Any opportunity you have to learn, any opportunity you have to go for it. Go for it and get that knowledge. It will help you. I swear, in your journey in life, it will help you. It will help you.
That is such a good advice.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you were able to give us this advice today. Oh yes, and before we round up, can you tell us, because I already know the name of your brand, can you tell the listeners what your brand's name is so that they want to patronize you for all their beautiful jewelry, because your jewelry are gorgeous, so that they can patronize you.
Okay, my people. I'm Nneka, and my brand name is Nneka Jewels. We are into quality and timeless pieces, jewelries, earrings, bracelets, wristwatches, brooches. Yeah, vintage brooches, and name it. Cufflinks for men, necklaces for men.
Yeah.
And any of the jewelry you can think of, we're here for you. So everything varies and accessories, timeless quality pieces, necklaces, brooches, earrings, cufflinks for men, wristwatches for both men and women.
All the just blingy things, all the wonderful things. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I'm really, really grateful for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
So we'll take our back to WhatsApp.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. Bye. I'm going to be able to do this. Bye.
Growth isn't the size of the tree. It's about the strength of the roots we planted years ago in places like Katsina, for me. Whether you are cutting a cake at a party or launching a brand, the fundamentals remain. To succeed, you must build a base and a foundation. I'm Kosi Okechukwu, and this is All the Little Things. Thank you for listening. See you at my next episode.